Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rudi and thank you so much for being here. So today we are shopping our stash, okay? We are shopping and doing a full face of products I've talked about with you before or things that are in my collection that I haven't used in a while because that is the vibe that we're on for 2023. There is so much going on in the world and in our economy, and just, if you don't know, we're dipping into a recession. Things are crazy expensive. So many brands have increased their price on their products. As much as I love talking about new makeup, which I could easily do a full face of new makeup right now, I want to dive into some things I've used in the past and remember why I love them, and hopefully encourage you to pull out some of those things for yourself as well, regardless of if it's these products or something else that is in your collection. I am going to get my roots done today. So I just want to do something light, nothing too crazy, just kind of like my normal everyday sort of look. And I've already pulled out the products that I want to use because in looking at them, I was like, I want to make sure that these are things that are not new, have not come out this year, and are truly things that I've had in my collection for a while that are very good and are worth having that second go around and talking about. And I'm just realizing I think I need to switch out my mascara. I was going to use the Tower 28 mascara. That came out last year though, but it's not new. So I feel like maybe let's just keep it. So anyways, if you are interested in more Shop My Stash style videos, hearing about new makeup as well, we're gonna do more buy or buys in the future. Please subscribe before you leave and let's get into it. Okay, so I recently have become, like, I don't wanna say I've become a primer person, but ever since the Merit Great Skin came out, which is a primer serum, I've just loved having that extra level of hydration on my face before I go in with my makeup. So I'm gonna do that today with the Peach and Lily Glass Skin Veil Mist. This is a hydrating and glowy spray, facial spray that I use before my makeup, I use after my makeup, I use throughout the day. Like, it is my favorite facial spray. I've had it forever and I continually use this. I'm also enjoying the one from Kosas right now, but I feel like this one is my go-to tried and true. So I'm gonna use this to kind of prep the face. That was a lot. Speaking of prepping the face, I will say this, I used a new SPF today. And it's so freaking good, you guys. It's from Neutrogena, and it is a new mineral sunscreen. I'll pop in a picture. I just wanted to try it first off camera to see how I felt about it before talking about it with you guys, but it's really good. And I think it's like $16.99 at Target, which is pricey, but it is a tinted mineral sunscreen, and I am really impressed. It kind of reminded me of the Elta MD sunscreen, which is almost double that price. So we will definitely be talking about that soon. And then while my skin is prepped now for our little skin tint moment, I also like to prep my lips, and I've been using the Fenty Beauty Cherry Treat, or the Fenty Skin Cherry Treat Lip Oil. I got this last summer and I feel like it had its moment for 5 minutes and then it just went away. And I don't understand it because it is so freaking good. And I think maybe because it's just like one shade and it was under the Fenty Skin line instead of the Fenty Beauty line, it didn't quite like keep the buzz like I wish it had, but it is so nice. It makes your lips look super plump and juicy. There's no actual plumping like stuff in here to hurt your lips. It smells like cherries. I think this is like the perfect sort of vacation lip. Like, I used this when I was in Florida with my extended family, and my husband mentioned that he thought my lips looked naturally plump and juicy, which, like, he never notices stuff like that. So I love this. I think it's great for prepping your skin and your lips before you go in with makeup or wearing it on its own, but that is what I'm gonna use that for today. Our first step, and I picked this one out because I saw this photo of Hailey Bieber, which, just wanna say, I cut my hair before her, just a note, I did cut my hair before her, but she's wearing this super cute tank top, kind of like I have on right now, and I just absolutely loved this whole look. I loved the way that her makeup looked and how she had this like bronzy sort of nude lip on, and I was like, I want to emulate this look for today because it looks super easy and fun, and it is kind of my favorite sort of look to do. So we are going to be kind of emulating that today, and I am going to use the Ilia Super Serum Skin Tint SPF 40 today. This is shade 9. I wear shade 9 or 9.5 depending on the time of year or if I'm self-tan. So this, I feel like, is starting to go viral again because Alex Earl is using it as like a finishing step. I don't really know. She's basically putting it on top of her full coverage stuff. So I don't know how that works, but I like to use this on its own. I will say, as you can see, this is a product that needs a lot of shaking, okay? Like, a lot. I used to not understand why I wasn't getting any coverage out of this product, and it was because I wasn't shaking it. I guess the pigment sometimes like sits at the bottom. So that was one of the reasons. And then the other reason, I think I was applying it with a product like a sponge and it was just like soaking it up. So I think I'm gonna try it today with a brush and see how it goes, but really I think it's best applied with your fingers if I'm being honest. But I have my rings on right now, so I don't feel like getting them nasty. So I'm gonna use a super dense, really thick brush. This one's from Hourglass, but any sort of brush that's gonna be like kabuki style, that's wider, it's not going to suck up as much product, and it's better for thinner products. So if you have like a thin product like the Pat McGrath foundation, I think I've freaking shooken it up. That is best applied with a really dense brush. So I am going to do a little drippy droppies. I will say like 9 is looking a little light for me. I'm probably 9.5 year round. So anyways, it's crazy because this 9 shade is supposed to be like for medium skin tones, and I'm like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I do really like this product, and I think once you get the hang of it and figure out how to really work it and use it, you will like it. It gives a really, really natural finish to the skin, and it gives you that SPF protection on top, which I really appreciate because I like to wear SPF underneath my makeup anyways, but it allows you to get a little bit of extra protection, and it's a mineral sunscreen. So to me, that's kind of perfect because chemical sunscreens, if I wear them too often, they will give me a little bit of irritation on the skin. So having a tinted mineral is like my go-to, which is why I was so excited about that Neutrogena launch. And I really don't want to do too much with this coverage today, just because again, like I am going for that sort of clean, glassy sort of look. But this does layer very easily because it's super liquidy. And again, I think this brush is working pretty well with it because again, like you can see, it's not soaking into these bristles. It's really staying on that top layer of the brush because it's so dense that it's not able to sink down into the deeper level of the brush. Like if I were to use a fluffy brush like this, see that the makeup would just sink down into the brush and I wouldn't get any coverage. So I hope that's helpful in some way if you have thin products and you're not sure how to apply them. Okay, so that match looks pretty good. I'm on a different poppy today. Today I'm ginger lime. It's pretty good. Oh, one more thing I wanted to mention about the Ilia is people are really put off by the scent. It does have a smell. It does have a smell. And what that smell is, I don't know. But people think it smells absolutely putrid. I don't love the smell of it, but because I associate it with that product now, I'm like, whatever. It doesn't bother me, but it bothers a lot of people. So I would go into your local Sephora and literally smell it before you buy it. Smell before you buy. All right, moving on. This is a concealer that I like freaking loved and I talked about for 5 minutes and then I stopped using it. Mostly because I'm like addicted to my Kulfi concealer. I just love that concealer so much, but there are a lot of good concealers out there and this one is from Too Faced. I would have never thought that I would have a favorite. 2 favorites from Too Faced this year because I'm also really enjoying their Better Than Sex Chocolate mascara. But anyways, this is the Born This Way Ethereal Light Illuminating Concealer and I love this product. I love the shade, I love the coverage, I love the feel. I really, really enjoyed this concealer. So I'm gonna zoom us in for these next couple steps. And I am using this Tarte brush. I hate that there's no names on these, but this is my favorite brush of all time. I use it literally constantly and it's from their By the Sea collection, so I can link that down below. I think that Tarte is actually having a sale right now, so that should be included in that. And as you can see, it's got like a warmer tone to it and it just blends so beautifully. I don't know what the Born This Way line is looking like these days anymore. Like I haven't tried the Born This Way foundation in years, but if they came out with a Born This Way Ethereal Light like skin tint or something to go along with this concealer, I would be the first in line because I really, really do enjoy it. It's got just like the perfect amount of coverage and natural finish to it. It's not like too dewy, it's not too anything, and it has a good amount of coverage for a lighter weight concealer, which is something I really appreciate. So I need to start pulling that one out more often because I just like never think about it because it's Too Faced, but it is really good and it's super multi-purpose. Like you can use it all over the face or under the eyes, and I feel like it blends well with skin tints and foundations. So This one is very good. I can still smell the Ilia. Okay, to keep the glow going, I am actually going to skip a powder today. I did pull one out. I pulled out the Laura Mercier Loose Translucent Powder, but I want to keep this like lightweight, glowy, glossy look to the skin. And if I powder afterwards or want to powder afterwards, we can do that. But I'm actually going to go into my highlighter next, which is, sorry, also the lighting is such a mess right now. The sun keeps coming in and out of the clouds. It's doing this, so sorry. While we're waiting for that to go away, I will tell you, we are going to use the Lisa Eldridge Seamless Skin Elevated Glow today as our highlight, and this is in the shade Crystal Nebula. So I don't know that much about Lisa Eldridge besides that she's obviously very famous and her makeup line is higher end, and it just kind of reminds me of old school YouTube a little bit. Look who's FaceTiming me. You're filming, I'm filming.
Oh, I'm not filming. I just got done filming. I'm annoyed and I'm tired. I woke up this morning.
Wait. I'm literally in the middle of my YouTube video. I can't talk about this.
You can't talk about my diarrhea?
Do you want to tell everyone about your die?
Yeah, I had freaking vegan and gluten-free food, so I shouldn't have had diarrhea, but I did.
Okay, I'll call you after I'm done, I swear.
Okay, it's fine. I'm gonna go fucking shower and stuff, but call me later.
Okay, love you, bye.
Love you, bye, say, what's up, goodbye.
Okay. So anyways, Lisa Eldridge, I got this because I thought it was going to be similar to the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. And it is, but I actually think it's a little bit different in a way that I'm trying not to compare it. I'm trying not to compare everything to the Hollywood Flawless Filter because everything is different. However, I will say the new Kosas, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. It's super glittery, you guys, and so thick, which we'll have to talk about in another video. But this is the opposite of that. It is super thin. Like, this product is basically like the consistency of water, and it just provides a really nice, almost like metallic finish without any like stripiness to the skin. And I just really like how thin it is. I don't know why I've been on this like kick recently of using like super thin, lightweight products like the Pat McGrath, the Make Beauty concealer, like those really thin, lightweight products. I'm just really loving it. Okay, I think we've got a cloud so we can go in. So I always have to kind of do this because again, it's like so liquidy, but I'm actually going in here again with like one of these flatter brushes before I do my bronzer and blush because this is super lightweight and thin and it will pick up my other products on top if I put it on afterwards. So like you kind of want to let those thin products sit down before you apply thicker cream products. At least that's how I feel. Like if I'm using a liquid, I like to try and use it before I use thicker products, especially when it comes to highlight. But do you see what I mean? How that just gives you this like really nice sheen to the skin. It's more transparent than the Charlotte Hollywood Flawless. Like it doesn't have so much of a skin tone base to it. It's more of just like almost a neutral transparent base, although they do have a couple shades in the line. And I like that it has the doe foot applicator, but it is much more liquid based than the Charlotte Tilbury, but it's just really nice and blends really beautifully with your cream products. So I hadn't pulled this out in a really long time, so I wanted to mention it because if you did buy it on my Accord, like I still love it very much. It's just a little finicky and it's one of those products that you have to use kind of in a specific way. And I am also just gonna put a little here on my inner corn, and just blend that with a little eye brush. All right, so we've gotten through our coverage here and now we are going to add some color to the face. This is a bronzer that I've talked about and sort of feel like I helped go viral a little bit if I'm being H with you. And it's something I haven't pulled out in a little while and it feels silly not to because it is so freaking good. And that is the M Cosmetics So Soft bronzer in the shade Summer. I'm gonna use this Youthforia blush brush. It's just an angled brush and it's pretty dense to apply the bronzer because I'm not so worried about it being placed specifically because I just want sort of an all over wash of bronze. I'm so sorry about the lighting. I absolutely hate it. But again, I'm not in a professional studio. I am in my house. So anyways, I like to apply bronzers like this on the back of my hand to warm them up a little bit instead of going directly on the face. And then I will buff my brush like this, pick up the color, and it just makes the application a lot more seamless than having to blend out a line that has been placed on the face. This is a super warm bronzer. It's very pretty. Again, like this is in the shade Summer. It's a soft matte finish. It's not exactly cream to powder, but it kind of gives that vibe. And I think the color is literally perfect. I remember the first time I tried this, I was like, this bronzer is literal perfect for me because of the shade itself. Like it has a little bit of like a warm undertone to it. I don't know if you can tell, like a tiny bit of maybe like a reddish shade that makes my skin look very sun-kissed and naturally bronzed. Like what my skin looks like when I get a tan or sunburn is kind of what this color comes up as. And I think those are always the best bronzers, is like if you can find a bronzer that you like the formula, that's great, but really finding that color that matches your natural flush or your natural bronze to the skin is like gonna make such a difference in the way you feel about your makeup because it looks natural. And pulling that out makes me want to use it literally all the time because the bronzer looks so freaking good. I love it. And I also prefer a soft matte bronzer over like a dewy one, which, speaking of, Tower 28 is about to release their contour product, which is kind of like their bronzer without any of the shimmer. So I highly recommend checking that out because it is really freaking good. So for blush, this is a blush that I used to literally talk about constantly, like maybe 2 years ago, but a lot of cream products have come out since then, and this has been put at the bottom of my pile and I'm pulling it back up, and that is the Nude Sticks blushes, and this is the Nudies Bloom, and this is in the dewy formula in the shade Sweet Cheeks. This color is so freaking pretty. So these blushes come in matte and dewy formulas. I have more mattes than I do dewies, which seems odd, but they're both absolutely beautiful. And this shade Sweet Cheeks, it's kind of like the perfect everyday pinky corally color. Like it just is so beautiful and would look good with every single look. So that is what I'm gonna use today because I am going for just like kind of a natural vibe, and I love it. It's absolutely stunning. Stunning. And again, we've already got our bronzer and our highlight on, so we're just gonna finish it off with our blush, and I'm gonna apply it kind of the same way I do my other products, but I'm going to just put it on the brush and then put it on. I really need to clean my makeup brushes, like very badly. I just keep putting new ones in the rotation instead of actually cleaning them. But I might do that this weekend because, like, for real, they are so nasty. I want to know, when is the last time you washed your makeup brushes, and be honest with me because it's been a long time for me. I just keep getting out new ones instead. And I am going for this sort of like all over sun-kissed look where the blush is everywhere because you know me. So cute. It's just like this really nice, I mean, I did put it literally everywhere. Okay, so I am gonna use the Tower 28 mascara today. I feel very lucky that Amy, the founder of Tower 28, actually let me test this early, which was so nice, and I really like it. I'm not even one for a synthetic wand most of the time, and I feel like this one is really natural, and I feel like usually synthetic wands, the reason I don't like them is because they like really clump up and they really make like a big mess. And this one doesn't do that at all. Of course, because it's Tower 28 is super fluttery. I look so greasy because the sun keeps shining directly at me. Maybe I am, maybe we will be adding a little bit of powder. But I will say I did get a lash lift in the last couple weeks, so my lashes are literally shifted higher than the ceiling. Like they are so lifted right now that honestly any mascara will look good. It's like my secret weapon. If you have bad lashes and they don't hold a curl and they never look good, get yourself a lash lift. Even a lash lift in tint, because like look, I barely had to put any effort into that and they look so good. Voila, so gorgeous. And then I'm gonna go in with the Glossier Brow Flick. I think that's what that's called. I haven't used this in forever, but I used to be obsessed with it. Basically, I'm trying to go back to using a darker brow pen and then going in with my reddish shade brow gel. So that's the duo for today. And I don't even know, my brows are in such a bad way right now. Like my poor brow lady, when I went in to get my lash lift, she also does my eyebrows. She looked at me and she was like, what the hell did you do? And I was like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to, but I plucked my tail off. Like I fully plucked my damn tail off. So I have been using the Kosas Grow Potion and I feel like I don't know yet if it's doing anything. I will say the hair feels softer and maybe a little bit more malleable, but I'm wondering if like the before and afters are kind of just like because someone didn't pluck for like 3 weeks or 12 weeks or whatever. You know what I mean? Instead of like, is it real results or did they just not pluck for a couple weeks? Like, I'm doing both. I'm using it and I'm not plucking because my lady, I want to get a brow lamination and she was like, I ain't touching them until they start to grow back. So, come on, girlies, grow back for me, please. And then of course, this is not new, but it is my favorite and I still use it like it is brand new to me. And that is the Kosas Air Brow in the shade Auburn specifically. I like all of these, but this shade is just like perfect. It is perfect for me with like this warm copper color in my hair right now. Oh my gosh, it just matches really well. And also, this is the type of brow gel that attaches onto every single hair and just makes them look super, super full. So if you're a person who has thinner eyebrows, you might really like this because again, like it really attaches onto every single hair. In fact, sometimes I put it on and I'm like, this was maybe too much, if you would believe. And I'm not a person who has eyebrows that do what I want. Like they go where they want and it's not up to me. And I feel like this helps shape them as well, which is also why I want to get a brow lamination because I'm like, they don't listen to me. I say go here, they go there. I will say it's been hard not to pluck, like to pluck or not to pluck, that is the question. I'll see a hair that I know is gonna be plucked by her and I'm like, well, I could do it, but we all know that's how it starts. It starts by you being like, I could do it, it's fine, it's not a big deal, and then it ends with you saying, where'd my tail go? My tail is nowhere to be found. I'm obviously gonna add some fake freckles. This is the Salty Face Freckle Maker. I don't even really know what this is called, but this is my favorite faux freckle product. And I was actually going to buy an extra large Freck Beauty version of this, and I decided not to because I still have some of this left. So bonus, I'm saving myself money because I'm waiting until this is completely gone and then I'll try a new one. And that is on being responsible because sometimes you don't need more than one thing. Sometimes you don't need multiple freckle makers because if you got one, it's gonna do the job. You know what I mean? Same with mascara. Like if you have a mascara that you really like and you feel like it works for your lashes, you don't need to get another one. Now, sometimes with color cosmetics, I understand, like a lipstick or a blush, whatever, you wanna try new things, but mascara, eyebrow gel, freckles, eyeliners, if you have one that does the job for you, that's really all you need, unless you're me and you're a psychopath. Okay, so basically the last thing we're gonna do is line the lips and use a little balmy lip product. I am using this duo today. This is a lip liner from Persona Cosmetics. Their lip liners are really beautiful. This is in the shade Rosewood. It's sort of like a brownie nude. Like that is so, so, so pretty. And then I'm going to top it with this MAC Glow Play lip balm in the shade That Tickles. I think that that is gonna be a gorgeous combo. It's kind of like a brick red color. It's absolutely stunning and I love these. No one talks about these. They absolutely should. The Glow Play lip balms, they're sort of like their Glow Play blushes, which is also an amazing line. In a lip form, I love it. I love it, love it, love it. And I only have 2 shades. I think the other shade I have is, it's like a grape shade. It's like kind of like a warm purple. All right, I can't talk and do this, so I'll be right back. These are super creamy. Like, I would say more creamy than I typically like. I like a lip liner that has a little bit of a pull to it, like a kohl lip liner, because I find that they stay on a little bit longer, but these are really easy to use. And that is just the lip liner. And then we're going to go in with the balm. That feels so good. So freaking pretty. I could just keep putting it on and putting it on and putting it on because it feels so good. I do sort of feel like I want to mattify just a little bit because I am gonna be wearing this for a long time. But instead of a loose powder, because at this point, like everything's on, I'm going to use my Kosas Cloud Set, which is again, also not new and literally my favorite powder of all time. I wear the shade Feathery. It comes in a bunch of different shades and you can see I have this like right there. I always have that little line in my concealer. So I like to go there. To really get in there. And I'm basically just gonna set right under the eye. Oh my god, the sun. And there you have it. I wouldn't call this exactly my signature look, but I would say it's pretty damn close. I mean, it basically is this with more of a pink lip or like a terracotta-y lip or like a reddish lip. This is basically it. Let me know what you guys thought about this video and if you'd be interested in more Shop My Stash videos, because I could do a whole lot, sweetie. I could do a whole lot. However, I do have some new makeup I want to talk about. I picked up some stuff from Amy Cole, which is a Black-owned beauty brand at Sephora, as well as I got a bunch of PR from Pat McGrath and Lawless, including their brand new lip balms. So I may do a little swatch video of those if you're interested. Let me know. I will definitely be coming out with a video on Saturday talking about some fun Valentine's Day, February vibe type of stuff. So I would love to see you then. So I will see you guys in the next video then. Bye.